Welcome to Interactive Power Talk and a solution with the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist, Santos Jr., saving the hemorrhaging gambler from self. This is 45 minutes of mind optimization, so get in, close the door, connect your seatbelt, and let's go for a ride.
All right, let's go for a ride. See you on the inside. All right, well, we
Power Talk and a solution with the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist, Santos Jr. That is the name of the program. Oh, I needed to say interactive power talk and a solution with your broadcast with the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist, Santos Jr. there. So we've got a couple of things going on here. As I mentioned in the video, we've got 45 minutes of mind optimization. Hopefully, we can take advantage of this time and, take advantage of this time, even though this program is I am an ex-problem gambler. This program, this live broadcast is not just about problem gambling, because the problem gambler can be a businessman. The problem gambler can be a housewife. The problem gambler can be a young person being influenced by their cell phone, a teenager. So it's a pretty broad thing here. This spectrum, when I talk about problem gambling, it's not very narrow. By the way, problem gambling has its cracks. It can be broken, the cycle, that is. That's a wonderful statement right there. So today's topic, we're going to focus on, is it possible? That's what we're going to focus on today here for a little bit. I'm not going to bore you by sitting here in front of the screen and talking to you. I'm hoping to get a question or two. But what we're going to do is I'm also going to do some screen share. I'm going to be doing some screen share, which is pretty cool. I'm actually learning how to do screen share right here with those of you that are part of this broadcast. So we're going to be looking at this a little bit later. There's another, let me see. Let me get rid of this thing here. File, stop screen. I'll have to figure that one out later. Okay. But for now, anyhow, I want to acknowledge you, those of you here. And it looks like Jim, it looks like it's just me and you. Who knows? Maybe people have given up on the soldier, man. Maybe they've given up on me. Maybe they've given up on themselves. Anyhow, you got a question tonight? Let's get into this. I got a proverb. Tonight's topic is going to be, is it possible? Do you believe it's possible? That's what we're gonna discuss around this live broadcast here, and we are going to make the best out of this, man. Make the best out of it, just like Roger Bannister made the best in his day back in 1954, May 6, where he ran the 3.59 minute mile. He broke the 4-minute mile barrier there, May 6th. Anyhow, it's just early. Yeah, well, we're going to be here. Let me see. You got a question. Looks like the screen was frozen. No. Creating negative energy doesn't create anything good. Yeah, that's right. That's right. What do you mean, Jim? What do you mean, Jim? What do you mean by that? Creating negative energy doesn't create anything good. What do you mean by that? Let's break that down for a little bit and see if maybe we can make some sense. Since this is Power Talk, tired of complaining. Hey, Jim, what if we challenged each other? What if we challenged each other from today forward not to complain? Now, it's there's a fine line. There's a fine line also because a complaint is a complaint at all. That's right. And we're talking about, is it possible? You know, is it possible? Is it possible for us to be time? Is it possible for us to be at peace? Right? When you're not complaining, you're at peace. Now, sometimes people think that you're complaining about something, but maybe it's not necessarily a complaint. Maybe it's just an observation. What is a complaint? When you know in your spirit, deep down in your spirit, you're bitter, you're inside, your insides are hurting, man. You're troubled inside. And you verbalize that as anger, then it becomes a complaint. Like I've heard it said to me, we don't want to hear your complaint. We don't want to hear you complaining. You complain all the time. You're a complainer. Does that make sense? Santos, that makes perfect sense to me. Let me see here. Okay. To help you challenge your comfort zone. Unless you find what motivates you, it can be difficult to push yourself any harder. Jim Rohn said, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. I'd go on and say, if you don't, we really don't stop to take the time to think. And worse, we don't get up early enough to start our day productive. Listen, if what you're doing is not getting you closer to your goal, you're not doing anything at all. Another way of saying, "Ow, that hurt a little bit, didn't it?" If what you're doing is not getting you closer to your goal, you're not doing anything at all. Another way of saying that if you don't have anything in place, you will find yourself reacting during the day instead of responding, wasting time, wasting our lives. We don't know how much time we have left either. We don't know. We have no idea. We have no clue. Unless the doctor says you've got 6 months or you've got a year. But even then, it, just a little bit of a share there. I wasn't sure if that was going to come through the screen because I'm just experimenting a little bit. I'm doing my best to make sure that I don't just sit here in front of the screen and bore people to death or what is it? Death by PowerPoint. Did you get, Jim, you were able to hear the video? Were you able to hear the video on the other side? Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Yeah. So, Jim, are you going to take me up on this challenge to not complain or what? Are you going to take me up on this challenge? I'm up for the challenge. Now the question is how will how will you how will you be able how will you be able to tell if you're winning? If you're winning? Question mark. How will you be able to tell if you're winning? Yeah. Something very interesting. I want to play a little bit of a video here. I'm going to bring it up since there's not a whole lot of guests. I'm going to bring up another clip, video clip here. I'm going to see if I can bring it up. Remove that one. Let me get that one out of the way. And it's out of the book of Napoleon Hill. Very interesting statement. I was listening to Napoleon Hill. I want you to listen to what Napoleon Hill has to say here for a minute about the mind and what we could be doing. Let me see here. Okay. So let's go back and go here. Let me see. We're going to go here. Let me see here. Now, I got to get out of this screen because I don't want to be here. But let me see. I was listening to this earlier today and
Hey, I'm Russ Rufino.
Let me see if
you're
I can.
A coach, consultant, expert.
Oh, let me get him out of the way here. I don't want him on there.
So you can understand. The mind can conceive and believe. The mind can achieve. Isn't that a profound statement? You will notice that it says nothing about the need for education, but simply that whatever your mind can conceive and believe, your mind can achieve. Now, if you want evidence that the mind can achieve whatever the mind can conceive without the benefit of formal education, you only have to remember that Thomas A. Edison conceived the idea of becoming an inventor and lived to become the world's greatest scientist in the field of invention. Only 3 months of common school education. When I first heard Andrew Carnegie describe this natural law, which makes it possible for you and I and everyone else to write his own price tag in life and attain it, I became so enthused over it that I began to search for the power back of it. And my curiosity led me finally to...
I want you to pay attention particular to what Napoleon Hill is going to say here over the next clip. You know, earlier today, as I was listening to this, and I listen to Napoleon Hill all the time, I was listening earlier, and what really caught my attention was what he said about going out and interviewing these individuals. And he talks about, I'm not going to steal his thunder here, but I want you to prepare yourself to receive something here. Hopefully you'll hear it over the next few words and statements of Napoleon Hill. Just open your mind and open your mind and your ears to what he's saying here and what he's sharing with us. We live in a different time frame. Back in the 40s and 30s and 20s was a whole different era. Today, we live in a whole different scenario, but listen to what he says in the next few words here. Hang on with me here.
To the discovery of the master key, which I shall reveal to you if you are ready to receive it. My search led me to the study of the spiritual forces with which all of us are blessed. And it was in this field that I came upon a clue which has enabled me to help millions of people to find their earthly destinies. I want to describe my discovery in the simplest terms possible, because it will reveal to you why it is true that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve, regardless of how many times you may have failed in the past or how lofty your aims and hopes may be. I got my first fleeting glimpse of the profound law which provides the means by which we may choose our own purpose in life and attain it, while I was being coached by Andrew Carnegie during the organization of the Science of Success philosophy. I had just finished telling Mr. Carnegie that I feared he had chosen the wrong person to give the world the first practical philosophy of personal success because of my youth, my lack of education, and my lack of finances. Well, at this point, Mr. Carnegie delivered a lecture that I shall never forget, because it changed my entire life and paved the way for my helping to change the lives of millions of people, some of them not yet born. Let me call your attention to a great power which is under your control, said Mr. Carnegie, a power which is greater than poverty, greater than the lack of education, greater than all of your fears and superstitions combined. It is the power to take possession of your own mind and direct it to whatever ends you may desire. This profound power, Mr. Carnegie continued, is the gift of the Creator, and it must have been considered the greatest of all of his gifts to man, because it is the only thing over which man has the complete and unchallengeable right of control and direction. When you speak of your poverty and lack of education, Mr. Carnegie explained, you are simply directing your mind power to attract these undesirable circumstances, because it is true that whatever your mind feeds upon, your mind attracts to you. Now you see why it is important that you recognize that all success begins with definiteness of purpose, with a clear picture in your mind of precisely what you want from life. Then Mr. Carnegie continued his speech with a description of a great universal truth which made such an impact upon my mind that I began then and there to give myself a new outlook on life and set up for myself a goal so far above my previous achievements that it shocked my friends and relatives when they heard about it. Everyone, said Mr. Carnegie, comes to the earth plane blessed with the privilege of controlling his mind power and directing it to whatever ends he may choose. But, he continued, everyone brings over with him at birth the equivalent of two sealed envelopes, one of which is clearly labeled, the riches you may enjoy if you take possession of your own mind and direct it to ends of your own choice. And the other is labeled, the penalties you must pay if you neglect to take possession of your mind and direct it. And now let me reveal to you, said Mr. Carnegie, the contents of those two sealed envelopes. In the one labeled riches is this list of blessings. 1, sound health. 2, peace of mind. 3, a labor of love of your own choice. 4, freedom from fear and worry. 5, a positive mental attitude. 6, material riches of your own choice and quantity. In the sealed envelope labeled penalties, Mr. Carnegie continued, is this list of the prices one must pay for neglecting to take possession of his own mind. 1, ill health. 2, fear and worry. 3, indecision and doubt. 4, frustration and discouragement throughout life. 5, poverty and want. 6, and a whole flock of evils consisting of envy, greed, jealousy, anger, hatred, and superstition. Now, my mission in life is to help you and everyone who needs my help to open up and use the contents of the sealed envelope labeled.
Now, let me keep him aside there. First of all, I want to thank those of you that are here on the broadcast, on the new broadcast. We've got a few people coming in and out. Power Talk, interactive power talk, and a solution. Why are we here? We're here to save the hemorrhaging gambler from himself. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help save the hemorrhaging gambler from himself, so that he doesn't fall into the trap. Anyhow, let me see. Golf Hawk, welcome to the live interactive power talk and a solution. Yeah, we've been here for about 26 minutes now. We've been talking. I want to share. We've been listening to Napoleon Hill, and I might get back to that. Maybe actually we'll finish with something else, but we are going to be here for a few more minutes. This is 45 minutes of mind optimization. I will tell you to get inside, open the door, get inside, close the door, put your seatbelt on, and let's go for a ride. That's what this is all about. All right? Power talk. My dad, I want to share something funny. My dad, I don't know how long ago this was, but my dad made me laugh. He said, my dad's 5'8". I've always been, well, I've never been, well, I'm 5'4". I'm a little bit under 5'4". Anyhow, I'm 5'4", and my dad's 5'8". He's a little bit heavier than me, bigger than me. So he has a little bit of dementia going on. He hadn't seen me for a while. And it was kind of funny because when he saw me, I guess he expected a bigger son, a much taller son than he was. I don't know where he got that idea from, but this is what I gather. Because when he saw me, he said, "That's not my son." He said, "That's not my son. He's too small." Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. I was thinking about that earlier today. My dad made me laugh. And now we get along. He's got some dementia going on. We get along. I go see him. He's in a care facility. I meet with him, and I just do my best to give him some comfort, a little bit. I'm the only son. I'm the only family member that he sees, period. And this has been going on for about 3 years now, 4 years. So I feel good about going over there. I don't feel good about my past, but unfortunately I had to let go of that. When you have an addiction to gambling, when you lose all your money and you abuse other people's money and you take from other people and you do wrong, that is a shitty life. It's a shitty life. And I lived back there. I know what it's like, but I'm not there anymore. I don't like the finger being pointed at me, and sometimes the finger does get pointed at me. I don't like it. You have to go on. You have to go forward. You have to move on in life. You have to become stronger. You have to grow rhinoceros skin on you. You must grow rhinoceros skin on you, if you get my terminology here. All right. Golf Hulk says, I'm strapped in. Yes. Good evening. So, Bad Keith, there we go. Good evening, sir. Welcome to this is new broadcast. New. This is actually called now. It's not solutions and answers. This is called interactive power talk and a solution with the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist. That's the name. I love the name of the program now. I love it. Power talk. Yeah. So we're going to get back. We're going to go back to YouTube here in a few minutes. And we're going to go back to YouTube, and I want to hear what this guy has to say here. Okay. Actually, not this guy here. We're going to remove him, but we're going to go back and see what this guy here, the soldier has to say. He's reading his book. Let me see, the 15-Minute Mornings book. So let's get into this and see. Let me see. Do we find him? Let me see. Do we find him here? There we go. Where is he here? Hey, interactive power talk and solution with the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist. Okay, where was it that I was reading? I believe I was here. Hopefully we're still going. Let me see here. All right. Here we go. Some time ago, I came up with this short title of 15-minute mornings and the subtitle of BLC. So I went online and I saw that there were 15-minute yogas, 15-minute prayers, 15-minute this, 15-minute that. I think I'll just stick to Breakfast of Champions, 15-minute mornings. The idea behind this short read is for you to take 15 minutes out of every morning. Wow. Every day, 7 days a week, to prepare yourself with just a few key rituals that you put together for my ideas. The book. I will provide you with a few examples in this short little book. Nevertheless, a little plan to accommodate what fits your schedule and what fits your lifestyle is the best. Ultimately, you are the driver. This means that you have the creativity and the energy to create really cool stuff that's going to help you personally. Get going faster and be more motivated about the journey you're going on. Now let's get into a few ideas that you can incorporate into your 15-minute mornings. 15-minute mornings. What would I like to do upon waking up? I have mentioned this in one of my other books. You can start your routine right on your bed and then move forward from there. What could you do on your bed that could become a repetitive part of your BOC, your Breakfast of Champions? You could do a split of 7 minutes of something times 2, right? That's 15. You could do one right on your bed. You could do 7 minutes of something. Whatever you do. Of course, these are just my ideas and my shares. I'm not talking about taking an extra 7 minute snooze either. There is something you can start that will help you prepare your mind and body. And of course, you can transition into something else to finish up your morning routine out of bed. Out of bed. Bedhead. All right, let's get this guy out of here for a minute. Let's get him out of there. So we're talking about the topic today on this broadcast, on this live interactive broadcast is it possible? Now, is it possible? What are you don't have to be gambling, right? But you're gambling with your life. You're gambling somewhere in your life, you're gambling with something. Maybe you're supposed to be doing something. What is it that you must get through? What is it that you must get through? We're talking about, is it possible? Is it possible? Do you believe? Do you believe? I got a proverb here I want to read. I love reading the Proverbs. I want to thank all of you that are here visiting. K6, Jim. Who else was here? Bad Keith Gaming. We're going to go back and listen to a little bit of Napoleon Hill, and then we're going to come to the close of the program. I said we would have 45 minutes of mind optimization. I may keep that another 5 or 10. It depends on if I get another question or two. Nice haircut, huh? Yeah, it's a great hair day every day, man. It's a great hair day every day. That's what it's about. Let me see. We were gonna go back. Were we gonna go back here? Let me see. My friend, this guy. Here we go.
I failed English and
Not
math.
him.
Only went to grade 11.
We don't want him.
Yet, my first
Labeled riches.
There we go.
The starting point from which you must take off if you wish to write your own ticket from here on out for the remainder of your life. I will describe for you in these simple instructions. 1, procure a neat pocket-sized notebook or something on the order of this one here, loose leaf affair. And on page 1, write down a clear description of your major desire in life. The one circumstance or position or thing which you will be willing to... Before I go back, I want to make sure that I even add him.
Let me see. I didn't add to the screen. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Okay. So he's on the screen, but here's what I want to read. I wanted to read a proverb, and this is something that I remind myself of. I remind myself of this every day throughout the day. It's been such a wonderful 1 Samuel 30, verse 6. It says, and David was greatly distressed, for the people spake of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and for his daughters. But David, King David, encouraged himself in the Lord his God. He encouraged himself. And that's what this is really all about. You know, we might feel alone. Sometimes we do feel alone. Sometimes we are alone in life, maybe much of the time. You have to get to that place where Jim, we were talking earlier about complaining, right? We got to get rid of the complaining. Complaining is something very, very horrible. It not only messes relationships up, it eats at you from the inside. Who was it, Les Brown, that said it's not what's eating at you, it's what's eating you from the inside. uh yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how he did his self-talk, but we all listen, we all definitely talk to ourselves, that's for sure, you know. And one of the things that I talk about in the in my book 15-minute mornings is getting in front of the mirror, and encouraging yourself. That's one of the greatest things that I find in life for myself. I really do. I really enjoy getting in front of the mirror. I need to do it more often. I used to do it a lot, and I still do it, but I need to do it more often because it's just a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful experience, and it's a life changer. You know, we want to change our lives. We want to change our lives. We want to make more money. We want to have better relationships. We want to be happier. We want to have more peace. We want to sleep better. Definitely, that's a big one right there. Sleep, right? Sleep better. The problem gambler does not sleep very well. And yet, a simple exercise of getting in front of the mirror for 10 or 15 minutes, it's a discipline, is something that we could all take more advantage of. And yet we don't. We don't. We don't take advantage of it like we should. What's going to get us to do those things more? What is going to get us to do the things that we need to do? What is it possible that you're finding solution in this broadcast? You're hearing something tonight on this broadcast that's helping you. You know, what is it? What is it that needs to happen in your life? What do you need to hear? What do you need to see? Or what do you need to eat? What do you need to eat in order for you to go forward?
Accept as your idea of success. And remember before you begin writing that your only limitations are those which you set up in your own mind or permit others to set up for you. And two, on page 2 of your notebook, write down a clear statement of precisely what you intend to give in return for that which you desire from life.
Service.
And then start in right where you stand now to begin giving. And 3, memorize both of your statements. what you desire and what you intend to give in return for it, and repeat them at least a dozen times daily. And always end your statements with this expression of gratitude for the blessings with which you were gifted at birth. I ask.
He speaks about creating. You know, in the beginning of his book, he spoke about um, Thomas Edison. He spoke about Henry Ford. Those guys, they didn't have a lot of education. They didn't have a whole lot of education, but yet look at what they've created. They've created legacies. You know what they had was imagination, and they had a drive. You know, they were stubborn. They were stubborn men. Stubborn people are not bad people. They just need to, they just need to learn how to use the stubbornness in the right direction, right? You could use a stubborn person in your business if you train them properly, right? They'll do the right thing because they're stubborn. They're always going to do the right thing. They're going to do the same thing over and over. It's good to have people like that on the team. Anyways, we're going to be ending here this broadcast. We're going to be coming down. I'm going to give the opportunity for one question. I'm getting ready to go live on TikTok. Getting ready to go live on TikTok. Let me see here. TikTok. Let me see. Where can I do this? Yeah. Tab. See. And I'm also going to invite, here we go. Got to make sure that I invite you guys to the new program here. We just started the group, Overcoming Gambling for Good and Increasing MPC Daily. So we're going to be doing broadcasts on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Got a few people here. I'm doing my best here to help a few people in this group. You're welcome to join us. I would encourage, if you're struggling, I don't care if it's gambling, if you're just struggling and you're coming across my live feed and you're coming across my videos, there's a reason why you're coming across here. It's not for gambling. I can guarantee you it's probably for your mindset. It's probably because your spirit is low and you need to get to where you need to be, right? I'm not the magic man. I'm not God. I'm just showing you that you have it within you, just like I have it within me. You have the same thing. I'm just digging. I might be digging a little deeper than you are. That's all. I might be digging a little deeper, and some people don't like that, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is with me. And I'm going to continue to dig deeper inside myself because I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of people that I need to meet. I have a lot of people that I need to connect with. So, yes. Yes, I'm actually, let me see. I'm actually on. Did I get myself here? Let me see. Whoa. Yeah, I guess that looks like he's for real, huh? I'm not too sure, that guy. Anyways, yeah, I will be going live, as it says here, live Sundays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. I will do my best to go live here. Got a few videos on here that I share. Some funny ones. I'm wondering if I could even play. There's one in here. Let me see if I can play this. I'm not too sure if I can play this. But I've got a video that I made a long time ago with this guy. He was eating chilies. Let me see if he's in here. He's got to be in here. I'm wondering if you guys can even see these videos. Might be able to see it, huh? A lot of videos. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here he is. Let me see.
Capsicum, yellow,
Oh man, I messed up. I didn't get him on the screen. Anyhow, we're gonna be going here. I'm just playing around here, learning how to use this. Let me see. That I couldn't get him on, huh? Let me see. Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. Let me see. I'll get him on. Let me see. You got to see this video. It's kind of funny. Let me see. Let me see. Share screen. Tab. Let me see. Let's see right here. This guy play. Oh yeah. Anyway. Oh, that was it. Okay, let me get out of there. Let me get back here. Okay, I'm getting distracted here. All right, so we're coming down to the end here. Let me play my my next clip, and let me see. I will be seeing you on. Let me see here. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. We will be back here. We will be back here on Sunday. Let me see. Oh, actually, we'll be back here on Wednesday. All right, we'll be back here on Wednesday, 7 p.m. for about 45 minutes of mind optimization with your new program, which is titled Interactive Power Talk and a Solution with the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist, Santos Jr. So we've got a lot of things going on. We're inviting you. Listen, if you're struggling, there's no excuse. I'm struggling and I'm still going through life. All right. So here's the last clip for the day, and we'll be ending here after this. It takes courage, and it takes courage to be you. Now, if you're looking for someone, if you're looking for an eagle's eye view into your experience, whatever it is that you got going on, even though I specialize in problem gambling stopping, the problem gambler can be a businessman. The problem gambler can be a housewife. The problem gambler could be a teenage being influenced, being hypnotized by his cell phone. It wasn't too long ago for me that I was homeless for about 5 months after 32 plus years, thousands of hours being wasted, and over $800,000 plus wasted into the casinos. I struggled. I vowed I would win. I crushed it. I still do to this day. So my philosophy in helping problem gamblers, stopping the bleed, stop the hemorrhaging, overflows into many areas of life. But in particular right here, we're meeting together. This is a divine appointment. If you feel that you need to take the next step, I'm going to encourage you to take the next step. We'll go through the onboarding. We'll make sure that we're a good fit for one another, correct? And we'll take the necessary steps, the guidelines, the principles for us to go forward so that you can achieve your goal faster, permanently, and that you can learn how to do that for yourself on your own. And you'll always use others. We'll always network. All right? I'm your breakthrough coach, Santos Rolon Jr., the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist. Take action, my friend. Soldiersofselfmastery.com. Take action. All right, my friends, we will be ending the broadcast now. And I will be seeing you guys on the very next one live. I appreciate all of you guys for participating. I hope you've taken some notes. I hope that you've taken some notes. And until my next one, as I say, I'm going to say this more often: educate, applicate, motivate.